Good morning, almost afternoon. Question for you. Are you a leader? Are you striving to be one? Are you wanting to develop your skills as a leader? If so, then this video is for you because today I'm going to talk about leadership from above. Every Thursday I like to come on and talk about leadership skills, building online and all of that, but incorporate the idea that God has for us in leadership as well. So if that's not your cup of tea, I'm not pressuring you in any way, but I want to share, and there's some gold nuggets that you can take from this, even if that's not your belief, but it is mine, and I want to incorporate that into my business because I believe it will turn around and be a blessing for me. So today I just want to share what I was reading in my devotion for leadership devotion that I read, and it was talking about Numbers 13, and it was talking about how the Israelites, they were wandering aimlessly in the desert for 40 years, when really they could have entered the promised land in like 2 weeks. It was like 2 weeks away, but they had to wait 40 years. And so striving to have good leadership qualities and skills is something that we all should work on if we're trying to be a leader, build online, especially in network marketing, and build teams and lead teams. So this really spoke to me. I wanted to share that with you today. Are you wanting to lead? Are you leading? Or are you wandering aimlessly in the wilderness? So we're going to talk about that. So stay with me. While I introduce myself, I would love if you would let me know below that you are here, if you're watching post replay, if you're on the replay, and post your city and state so I can see where you're watching in from and come back and say hi to you. But as of right now, I'm going to introduce myself in case you don't know who I am. My name is Lindsay Ali, and I'm an online coach. My mission is to empower other women to make their health a priority and to inspire other mom bosses out there, entrepreneurs who want to build their businesses and take them to the next level, especially in network marketing, to help them find freedom with their finances through their businesses. So I'm super glad that you're here. I know that your time is valuable, so I'm going to try to be super, super quick. All right, so did you know, like I mentioned a while ago, that the Israelites apparently were only like 2 weeks away from entering in the promised land as far as like traveling and how long it would take to go from point A to point B and get into the promised land? I didn't know that. But I read that and I thought, oh my gosh. And I started thinking about this because they were in the wilderness for 40 years. So I started compare this to building business and, the struggles that I've had and the experiences that I've gone through in building, especially in network marketing. And I think back, and if you could do this too, think back, if you have a time where you were trying to build, you're struggling to build, and all of a sudden there was like this new emerging leader that came on and they're just crushing it in your company, and you're thinking, wow, they just joined. How did they do that so fast? How'd they rank up so quickly? What are they doing that I'm not doing? I'm not doing this, that, and the other. Why did they get there faster before I did? I joined first. I've been working so hard. Why can't I have that? Like, all of those questions came flooding into my mind in certain instances, and one in particular stands out really well. Can you relate to that? I mean, have you thought that before? Maybe in the very beginning of your business, or maybe you've had a lull and someone just comes up and they're like straight to the top. If you have had those questions before in your mind, please let me know that I'm not alone, and post below a 1, because I'm not gonna lie, I had those questions and I've had them several times. So my thinking here is a few things that I wanted to share with you, and I'm going to give you some tips too at the end of this on how we can incorporate and improve our self-discipline to be a better leader. So what I'm thinking here with this situation that I just described is, one, we can't compare, because we could be comparing our chapter 1 to their chapter 15. Maybe you've heard that before. Maybe you need to hear it again, but it's so true because comparing is so easy to do. And, but yet it's it just does nothing for us. It's easier said than done to not compare, but really we shouldn't look outside of our own lane unless we're going to look over to learn, but not to compare. My second thought here is with this, we have to admit that those leaders were willing to do something that maybe we haven't been willing to do yet. They've been willing to give up something that maybe we haven't done yet, like watching less TV, giving up something to add something else, maybe giving up the TV to watch a training video instead so they can sharpen their skills and turn around and teach that to other people. They've been willing to do something that we haven't done in order to get up to the top. And they didn't just get up to the top by chance. And if they did, they probably won't stay for long because they didn't acquire and aren't sharpening those skills of self-discipline and leadership to continue on and to keep, pushing forward. So we have to think about that and admit to ourselves what we have not been willing to do that other people have, which is why they are where they are in their success. And this is related to business, and I'm talking about that, but I also can relate that to my own fitness journey and losing weight and all that good stuff too. So next we have to think about the possibility that, and this was my case in one situation, that they've got a bigger following. I'm a nobody, right? And I started this network marketing thing. I had no followers on Facebook. In fact, barely had anything, or I didn't even have an account. I don't know, but I was a nobody. And this one particular instance I can think of, a particular person in our business came up and just shot up to the top. I was like, oh my God, I started 5 years ago, and they're on in a year and they're already up at the top. And, all those questions came flooding into my mind, but I had to sit down and think, okay, they, in this particular instance that I'm referring to right now, they had a way bigger following than I did based on what they had already done in their life previously. And I had not a following at all. And so, of course, people with bigger followings are going to excel faster and grow faster if they acquire the right skill sets, sharpen those, and continue moving forward and teaching other people those. They're going to pop up faster than what someone who has no following at all. And so I just had to think about that, and I had to realize that that's important to know too. You've got to analyze and look at all different perspectives when thinking about this. So I also believe this, which I think is really important. And maybe some people would disagree with me, but I think this is important. I think that what we're given, we have to not improve. Well, yes, but what we're given, we have to take care of it. And that will prove to God that we deserve more. If we can't take care of the little bit that we've been given, the small team or the little bit of income that we've given, if we can't take care of what we already have and have been given, then we haven't proven that if we get more, we'll be able to handle that, take care of it like we should. So if we haven't been given a big team, more income, or whatever, what have we not done to prepare ourselves to say, yeah, I definitely deserve and can take care of more because I've taken care of the little bit that I've got over here. This was a big awakening for me because, when you have little, you just got to pour all your love and heart into that so that it will flourish and grow. And then the rest will come because I think that God will then say, oh, you know what? I gave her this. And she really took care of that. And she had self-discipline about that. And she took care of it. And she really helped water it and helped it grow. So I'm going to give her a little bit more and see how she does. And then it just keeps going. So I believe in that. I don't know if everyone will agree with me on that, but I do. So what do we need to do to effectively lead? Well, I've already said a couple of times what we need to do. We cannot effectively lead if we don't have self-discipline. And this has probably been one of the hardest things for me, and probably one of the hardest things for most people who are not used to working at home. Some people say, oh, you're a stay-at-home mom, so it's so easy to build a slideshow all the time in the world, but you also have no schedule, no, I mean, you have to be so spot on with scheduling your day and not going in and out of the office or being in there. But no, this time to this time I'm working. And that's really hard. And I've struggled with this one a lot. So we have to have self-discipline on when we're going to work, when we're not, what we're going to do, when we're going to do it, how we're going to do it. All of that. So if we can learn this on our journey, I think that we can probably cut off some time and not wait, the 40 years to get into the promised land of more clients, more teammates, and more freedom with our finances. But just like the Israelites, it was not that far away, but they had to wait so long. Success is just around the corner, and there's tons of ways people are telling us you can do this and that to get there, right? But you have to have that self-discipline to just turn the corner and get there. So it all boils down to preparation, right? We have to prepare ourselves. And if we don't, then we're not going to be ready for what God has in store for us. And then it may be held back from us for a little bit. There was a quote that I read while writing this blog, and it says, it was from Plato. It says, the first and the best victory is to conquer self. And that's what we're talking about here. We have to conquer ourselves first. And how can we help other people if we don't first conquer ourselves? How can we teach other people, right? So if we want to be a good leader with self-discipline, there are a few things that are out there that we need to do. So I'm going to give you those tips right here. Stuff that I'm following, I'm working on, and I want to share them with you too. First is to remove all temptations. You've heard that saying, out of sight, out of mind, right? We need to follow that. Turn off the TV, remove the distractions. I have, on Chrome, I have an extension that shuts down my Facebook newsfeed. So all I have to do when I'm on Facebook is go into my training groups and do work and not scroll in that endless time suck of a news feed and get off track. We have to, just remove all those distractions so that we can step up and start improving our self-discipline and get some things done. Turn the cell phone on, shut down your email, all of that stuff. And that will help set us up for success as we go in and we do our work for our business, right? All right, so the next one is to develop, follow, and make it the goal. You've heard this before too. If you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. We've heard it before. We've got to develop a plan of action and some goals, and we've got to make that a priority in our business and allow that to help us move forward. What do we need to do? What will help us move forward? What needs to be done? What needs to be done first, and what can wait a little bit? Once we have that, then we need to follow it, because just planning and not actually following it does nothing for us. So we've got to follow it, be consistent with our efforts in that. And even if we don't feel like doing it, we got to do it anyway. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in a couple more points down, but we have to also develop this as the goal, as a lifestyle. Same as if you're working on eating better, losing weight, and changing over and getting healthier. It can't be a diet, because the diet comes and it goes. It has to be a lifestyle change for it to be long lasting, or all you're going to do is once you get off that diet, you're going to gain everything back, right? So if we're building online and we're, building a network marketing business, and our goal is to be in it for the long haul, then we've got to make it a lifestyle. And I am preaching to myself right here, right now, so far. So is that helpful? Are these tips helpful? If they are, post a 2 below, because I want to hear that where you're at. I want to see if it's helpful to you. So the next one that we need to do, and I'm a little biased on this one, of course, because I also have a business in health and fitness, but it's not just me saying this. We've got to eat healthy and we've got to exercise. I've studied, and I am and do study successful people. And one great book is The Miracle Morning, and it has write-ups of successful people in there, what their schedule is for the day. And nearly all of them have something that involves eating healthy and having exercise in their routine first thing in the morning, or at least at some point during the day. So that tells me that this is important too. And it should tell you that too. When we don't have enough food or the right foods, then our brain can't function properly at its best. We don't have the best decision-making skills, not to mention we're grumpy and fussy, and we don't have the right ability to, or the best ability to, like I said, make those decision-making decisions. So no one wants to be around a grumpy person, and no one wants to build a business with a grumpy person or be a client of a grumpy person. And no one needs negativity as they go through building a business online, especially in network marketing, because there's tons of negativity that comes our way anyway. So we need to knock that out. All right. So back to, it doesn't matter if we feel like doing what we need to do or not. There's times where I'm like, oh, I don't want to sit down and write a blog. I don't want to sit down and do a live. I don't want to do this and that and the other. But if that's one of our goals to improve on and it will help our business move forward, then we need to do it anyway. It doesn't matter how we feel. There's a quote in The Power of Habit, a book that explains that habit behaviors, I'm going to read this so that I don't get it wrong, that habit behaviors are traced in the part of the brain called the basal ganglia, a portion of the brain associated with motions and patterns and memories. Decisions, on the other hand, are made in the frontal cortex, a completely different area of the brain. When a behavior becomes a habit, it's what it's saying in here, we stop using our decision-making skills and we function on autopilot. That's pretty cool. If we could just get to that point, then it becomes autopilot. So when behavior becomes a habit, we stop using our decision-making skills and we function on autopilot, which is really cool. So therefore, breaking a bad habit, building a new habit, requires us to make some decisions. And those decisions at first feel wrong and uncomfortable and weird and awkward. But our brain will resist wanting to do these things until we get it programmed. So the solution to this is just embracing the wrong, embracing the uncomfortable and the awkward feelings and getting comfortable with the uncomfortable. I'm sure you've heard that too before. It's going to take a little bit for us to get uncomfortable or to get comfortable or uncomfortable right away. It's going to take a little bit for us to feel natural at it and for us to be working on autopilot with our new activities. But we've got to just keep pushing through and just embrace the awkwardness, and it'll become our new norm, and then it will be super easy peasy, lemon squeezy, like my middle son says all the time. All right, so also, next point is that we need to challenge our excuses. First of all, if we're making excuses, then, it's going to hinder us from moving forward. But what I like to do is okay, why am I making this excuse? And then debunk it with squash it, kick it to the curb, whatever, with a truth that I can always tell myself. A lot, I think, of what happens in network marketing is we're afraid to share the business with other people. I know that's me because, I don't know what they're going to think of me. And there's fear. There's fear of what other people are going to think, in a scam, in a pyramid scheme. You're just trying to sell me. You don't really care. When my personality actually does things, that needs to do things that actually have purpose behind them. So when someone thinks that of me, I'm like, oh my God, it's not that at all. I really don't. I'm not trying to just pull one over you. I really have purpose here. But we have fear in that. I think a lot of people do when presenting the business to other people. So it's an excuse. I don't want to do this because X, Y, Z. Well, why don't we do that? I don't want to do that because people are going to think this of network marketing and of me because I'm doing it. So to squash this, I had to start telling myself, you know what? You need to be proud to be in network marketing. You think it's a good business model. It is a good business model. What other people think does not matter. You do have purpose behind what you're doing. Go forward in that. Be proud of that and be confident as you go forward and talk about it, present it to people. And we just have to, every time I get that excuse in my head, I come in behind it with those words, and it kind of alleviates that fear a little bit, and I can move forward with my plan of action. All right, so the next one is breaks, rewards, and treats. No matter what you're doing, if you go all in and you don't ever give yourself a little bit of relief, then you're going to end up just quitting, failing, and experiencing disappointments more so, and altogether maybe leading you to quit and not even get to your goals in the first place. So just like you start a new nutrition plan, you go all in cold turkey, quit all the sodas and bad foods and sugars and desserts. I think personally it's a good idea to incorporate every once in a while a little cheat meal so that you don't, because it would send me into the pantry binge eating if I didn't allow myself a little grace to enjoy those things I feel like I need to have that I'm depriving my body of. Same with business. We've got to start a new norm. It's going to feel awkward. We also got to give ourselves little breaks and rewards as we accomplish our goals. All right. I just got a little bit more for you. It's already, I don't want to go over 20 minutes, but I'm going to just a little bit. So we've got to forgive and go. So things are going to get messed up. We're going to drop the ball. Life is going to make us change our plans. And what we can count on is that life will happen and those three things will come into play. And what we've got to do is we've got to, if we drop the ball, forgive ourselves and keep on going. If we've got to change the plan and be flexible, then that's what we've got to do. We've got to accept that. We've got to be flexible, change the plan, and keep on going. There's more information on all this on the blog, so go to lindsayali.com and click on today's blog for this. But last one is we've got to focus, and this is really important. I think we've got to focus on the activity and not the end result. That doesn't mean that we don't say, okay, I want this end result and make it a goal, but we don't leave our focus there. For example, health and fitness, it's part of my business and it's part of my life and what I'm accomplishing for my health is this. If I say I have to lose 100 pounds, which by the time I get to my goal, A to B will be 100 pounds lost. Thank you, babies. 3 pregnancies. So if I just look at, oh my gosh, I've got to lose 100 pounds. Oh my God, I can't have ice cream. My downfall. Until I lose 100 pounds. Losing 100 pounds is going to take, I don't know, forever. And I can't have all that stuff. That's going to send me straight to the freezer, eating my ice cream, and then I have to start all over. That's not good. Same with business. I want to achieve X amount of dollars making that, and it seems so far away if you're just starting out. Looking at that big overall goal is so hard, but creating little mini goals based on, okay, what are the activities I need to do to get there? For my example with losing 100 pounds, I need to focus on every day making better choices whenever I grab food, making sure I get my workout in, making sure I drink all the water I'm supposed to drink and not the Dr. Peppers that I really love to drink. But focus on those activities, those baby steps that will get me to baby mini goals, achieve those, and then the overall goal will eventually come, and it won't be so overwhelming that I want to quit before I even get there. Same with business. Whatever your goal is, achieving a certain amount of money, that seems overwhelming, and oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? Focus on what you have to do today that will propel you forward. So hopefully those help. But in short, we just need to never trade what we want at the moment for what we want overall. We don't want to put that on the back burner just because in the moment we don't feel like it. We've got to create self-discipline and shorten that growth to leadership and success and freedom and finances by using, applying, and sharpening self-discipline. So don't wait 40 years like the Israelites did to enter the promised land when they could have done it in 2 weeks. Don't wait years and years and years and years and years to enter into success for your business. Start the self-discipline now, and I'm going to join you. I'm preaching to myself today too, so that we can get to success faster. And success, what is success for you? How is that defined? I mean, I have created lots of success and just developing myself and my mind and changing myself over. So, what is your goal? And I mean, because I feel like even though I'm not like a 6-figure earner yet, I've accomplished a lot of success in changing my mindset, who I am, what my purpose is, and how I strive to get there, and learning so many new things. And now I'm a reader. I hated reading before, but all those things are so awesome and they're successful. So think about that too. Count those small wins in. All right. 24 minutes. All right. So, that's all I have for you, but I would love for you to post below what your biggest struggle is in creating and developing self-discipline. Where do you fall short and what's your plan to get out of it and improve it? What's your plan? Post that below. I would love to hear that from you. And I thank you so much for joining. If you're on Facebook, head over to my blog, lindsayallee.com. Click on this title for in the blog. You'll see it. And right below the video, there is a link for you to take advantage of a free virtual bootcamp on branding and attraction marketing formula. So I can't say it very well, but it's a really, really, really good free virtual bootcamp that I want to give you. And so make sure that you go there on my blog, just below the video, big pink button, free virtual bootcamp on branding and attraction marketing formula. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions. If you're looking to expand in network marketing or join a team, I would love to talk to you to see if our team's a good fit. If not, at least go get that free branding workshop, the free branding and traction marketing formula workshop, because it's good and you don't want to leave that on the table. Until then, well, until tomorrow, I'll see you in tomorrow's training video. But until then, y'all have a great day, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye, y'all.